sales is a upward career. It's a grind for sure, but it's unlimited, potential of what you can do. But it's a skill that many people wish that they had.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Connect Over Coffee. I'm going to be chatting today with Ms. Krystin Lawson, who is the Senior Manager of Global Partnership Marketing for Monumental. Krystin, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing good. Long time no see. I'm glad we were able to connect here.
For sure. Always good to catch up.
Yes, definitely. All right, Krystin, before we get started, we're going to kick things off with our 2-minute drill. Essentially, I'm going to rapid fire a few questions at you just to get us all warmed up and get going. You ready?
Ready.
All right, let's go. Favorite sports team?
Baltimore Ravens.
Ooh. Favorite sports movie?
Remember the Titans.
Good choice. Drake or Kanye?
Drake.
Rihanna or Beyonce?
Beyonce.
All right. And then best food spot in DC?
Oh, I really like Zentinnia in DC.
Okay.
Not far from Chinatown. It's
never been there.
Greek. You should go try it out.
I will have to try that out. I've never been to that one. I thought you were going to say like a ramen spot or someplace like that.
Like the Kaya spot? No, yeah. I think I've overeaten there. It's still good though.
Definitely. Took me to my first ramen spot, by the way. All right, let's connect a little bit further here. Partnership marketing. How did you transition early on in your career from working at CBS locally, then to joining Monumental on the activation side of the business? What was that transition like for you?
Sure. So it all started actually back in 2013. I am a graduate of Georgetown University Sports Industry Marketing Program.
Go Hoyas!
Where I was awarded an internship to work with Monumental Sports and Entertainment. So I interned there for a little over a year. And then I also stayed connected with that group and did some part-time work. Doing game nights and just staying really close and connected. And then when the opportunity presented itself, I applied for a manager position at Monumental Sports. I went back and forth probably 2 months or so to get the position. And then I was awarded the position. And now I worked there for 2 years and then received a promotion after 2 years. And I'm senior manager of Global Partnership Marketing.
There we go. Upward growth. I love it. All right. Recently, when I was chatting with someone, he told me about a mentor, a young lady that he works with. She works on like the partnership side as well. He was just saying how sometimes she felt uncomfortable being in the room where predominantly she was typically the only minority there, whether it's a suite, as we know we're comfortable with, or in meetings going with the clients and presenting. Have you ever experienced or felt that uncomfortableness in client meetings or different outings being on that partnership side?
I have, and it's tough. It is a confidence that you have to build within yourself, but I definitely have felt that for sure, whether it's in client meetings or even sitting at the table during, internal meeting. It's definitely tough, especially being the only, African-American woman on my team, for sure.
No, yeah. I mean, I think I've experienced that too. And I think I even said to him, yeah, I never felt uncomfortable being in the client meetings. It was my uncomfortable came from being in the internal meetings and, those types of meetings for some reason, just being the only one and having to sometimes be that voice, or they look for you to be that voice and you're uncertain of which way you wanted to go. But even in just like another thing, at my current job, we had this meeting and they're like, when you go to meetings in person, where do you automatically go? What group do you automatically go to? And just in my head, I was just like, well, the first thing I'm doing is looking to see if there's another minority in the room. Like if that's the person, that's going to be my ally for this meeting here. And is that something similar, a practice that you kind of do when you go into either internal meetings or in meetings with clients?
I always try to stay inclusive because I always like to practice what we preach. Like we want
Yeah.
inclusivity and like we try to model that. But of course, sometimes we naturally gravitate towards, the people who look like us or think like us or at least understand our language. But I think that I try to be inclusive, but it does definitely get awkward at some time.
Yeah, definitely. Well, essentially, just leaning off that topic, how do you overcome that feeling of uncomfortableness?
So it goes back to like what I mentioned before, just having a sense of confidence, and confidence comes with experience and time and knowing like, okay, I've been doing this for 4 years. Like I know what I'm talking about. I've seen, successes, I've seen failures, and it kind of allows you to, give direction confidently. But it's definitely something that happens that you can build like over time.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I mean, one of the things that my motto is like, I have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable in order
Right.
to grow.
Perfect motto.
Yes. So I definitely embodied that myself. Just going back to the partnerships role, it's a big position, I would say. You're working with major accounts for a sports team. Has there been like a mentor or even a peer that's kind of either taken you under your wing or someone you can lean on to bounce ideas off of each other, or just help you grow in your career?
There was someone who worked really closely with us, and unfortunately, she left the company, but I'm still in contact with her and to bounce ideas off of. She's done really well in this industry across the board. I also have someone at the league level that I'm pretty close to and talk to and check in with her from time to time. And she's also able to allow me to understand things on a higher level and the league level, and also share some ideas that, may or may not be good ideas to do on the team level.
Yeah. And how important is that, building that relationship, especially you don't work with them, so they're on a completely different team and all? How do you go about building that bond and relationship with that person?
It's very important to build bonds. I will say the sports industry is very small. So there's a good chance that somebody knows somebody that you know. But it's also good to see what others are doing throughout the industry. And how I like to keep in contact with people is, just randomly popping in and saying hi. Take advantage of the holidays, whether it's, happy Thanksgiving coming up, and just checking in, just as not to say that you need anything, just to just randomly check in and say, just seeing how you're doing, just want to wish you and your family a happy holidays, or keep their birthday in mind, whether you send them something or just text them on their birthday, just so you can stay top of mind. If they post something on LinkedIn, like it, share it, comment on it, just simple things you can do to stay in touch. You guys follow each other on social media. That's another way, to stay in the loop of what they're doing. And then I can also stay in the loop of what you're doing and what you have going on. And you can always stay top of mind.
All right, there we go. Back to a little bit of partnership, back to the activation side, a little bit lighter of a question here. What has been your favorite activation so far that you've been a part of?
So I would say 2 seasons ago, this is before COVID, Bradley Beal and John Wall had this turkey giveaway over in St. E's, which is near their practice facility. MedStar Health is a partner of ours, and they have naming rights to that partner facility. So we were able to integrate their brand into the turkey giveaway, and they were able to bring up their mobile health unit and give out information of how to obtain flu shots or how to get, if you needed any medications. They were also giving out information to help the community have those resources. I will say that's one of my favorite. Another one, it's actually coming up, and we actually did one yesterday. Ticketmaster is another one of my accounts that I manage. We did Season of Giving. So all day throughout the game yesterday, not all day, throughout the game yesterday, last night, we were just giving away tickets to fans. Like every quarter, they were surprised about the ticket that they would get, whether it's Disney on Ice tickets, WWE tickets. it's just another way of, if you're in the Capital One Arena, to utilize your relationships, with the promoters and with marketing managers of, monumental sports, to kind of bring all of that together, to also showcase the events that they have coming up, but also to help out your partners as well too, to shine a light on them. And then I would say my last one that is coming up, I think on December 9th, I'm so excited about. So every year we do a hospital visit with MedStar Health, and we go to the pediatric center. So the CAPS will have a player come out and visit. Due to this year, because of COVID, obviously the CAPS cannot come out. So what we're doing is we're integrating a robot. So the CAPS will be in practice, and we'll have a robot there in the unit, in their pediatric unit, so the kids can say hi to the players, and the players can interact with them through a robot. So it's just another way of how the sports industry is constantly elevating. We're constantly using technology, and just because we're going through a pandemic right now, we're still trying to figure out how to put a smile on kids' faces, throughout the holidays. So that one's coming up December 9th. So excited for that. But it's just those feel good activations that I love to do, because it really makes a difference in people's lives. I think with sports marketing, we sometimes take for granted the industry that we work in, and how some of these experiences are a once in a lifetime opportunity for people. Like, I give people tickets all the time, and they're so appreciative. And to me, it's just another game, but to them, it's like they never would have thought that they would go to a basketball game and, get a game ball delivery experience or anything of that nature. So I think just those feel good experiential partnership activations are all my favorites.
No, that's awesome. And I think, that's always been pretty cool. What I liked about when I worked at Monumental, and then also in my current job, is doing those feel good activations with your partners and things of that nature. Because to us, it's every day, but to them, it's once in a lifetime. Like you said, we're on the court whenever, we walk on the court whenever, or have you. But for them to go out on the court and be a co-captain of the game with Bradley Beal now, or Kyle Kuzma, that's a really cool experience. I think, that's the cool part of working in the sports and entertainment industry there.
For sure.
Definitely. And final question, last question, of course. We have to connect, call it shit you wish you knew, which loosely translates to, what is one piece of advice or something you wish you could tell your younger self, or someone just starting out in their career?
Honestly, I was just thinking about this the other day. I wish that I would have tried more of everything. I think sometimes coming out of college or coming out of high school, it's like, okay, pick your major. What do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, someone just told me what to do for 18 years of my life. Now you want me to plan the rest of my life. I wish that I took those high school and college years to just do little internships, to figure out what my niche was, to figure out what made me want to get up every morning. Where was I comfortable? Where did I want to grow and do more? And I think once you find that, and you find what makes you get up every morning, to hone in on that, develop those skills as much as possible, and to stick with that, because people are going to pay you for your experience, and people are going to pay you for your knowledge of what you know. So think about if you were a freshman in college and you've learned, let's say, the art of sales. The art of sales can be applied to so many things throughout life. It can build confidence. It can teach you how to sell yourself. It can teach you how to sell products. It can teach you even how to run your own business. If you master the art of sales, the first 4 years of college, and even continuing to get better at that, then you would be a beast by the time you hit, it's time for you to start your career. And I know so many sales guys tell me that, and sales women, but they're killing it out here, especially in the sports industry. Like, sales is a upward career. It's a grind for sure, but it's unlimited, potential of what you can do. But it's a skill that many people wish that they had and possessed. And even if you don't want to do sales, if you want to do tech, if you want to do marketing, whatever it is that makes you get up in the morning, just make sure that you try to become an expert in that, as fast as possible, because that's what people are going to pay you for it. So that's what I wish that I knew, because I kept changing my mind about what I wanted to do. And then I'm like, if only I figured this out, like, freshman year, got a degree in it. And it doesn't even have to be sports, whatever you want to do in life, even if that's you want to start your own business, like figure out what that is, what that looks like. And another thing I would say is get mentors, talk to people who have been there, who have done that, who have walked that path, who's made mistakes, who could wish if they could go back and do it all over again. Get mentors to help you along the way, because we only get better when each one of us are pulling each other up. And you have to utilize those people and the knowledge they have who have already walked that path.
That's great advice right there. I don't know if you noticed, but I wrote down some of those tips right there. So definitely still growing myself, in our careers. We are still, learners. And I think that's important to continuously learn as you grow in your career there. So that was great advice right there. Thank you, Krystin.
You're welcome.
All right. But Krystin, again, thanks for chatting with me today. We got to catch up soon. I got to come to DC. We got to hit up some ramen since it's getting colder out here. So we'll definitely be linking up really soon here, right?
All right. Thank you so much, Danielle. I'm happy to be a part of this.
Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of the Connect Over Coffee. If you do want to see more content like this, please hit the subscribe button below. Follow us on IG, Facebook, and of course, LinkedIn. Have a good evening, guys. Thanks. Thank you.